we'd had some of the results back initially. So we'd had the MRI scan back, and we'd had the bloods back, and they were all clear. So going into that appointment, we felt quite optimistic that, you know, he would be given the all clear. And then to go into that room and be told that you have motor neuron disease and you've got a life expectancy of 1 year to 2 years was just devastating and life-changing.
Where did you go after that?
Just wanted to get out of the room. We were offered to go and speak to a nurse, but I just wanted to get home. I just wanted to, you know, to get out of the building. And we got in the car, and as I say, Rob was a tower of strength. He was the one that, you know, sort of held it together and said everything will be okay. One of the first things that Rob actually said to me was, thank goodness it was him and not me or the children. So to have had that diagnosis and then Rob turn around and say something like that, you know, that will always live with me, that he said that. And we had to go and break the news to obviously Rob's parents and my parents, and, you know, later the children. But we had to get his head around the news itself initially. I think that was the most difficult part, was how we're going to tell the children, what are we going to tell the children, because we didn't have a lot of the answers. And, you know, and I think a lot of people that are in that situation don't have the answers.
Or the language.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, the language, and I'm not just talking about the children. How do you tell a parent your son is going to die long before he should, or daughter, obviously?
You know, at the time when Rob was diagnosed, Rob didn't really have any idea, and, you know, when Rob was first diagnosed, he said it'll be okay, everything will be okay, and I was the one that, but this is not going to be okay, because I know the journey that we lay ahead. I knew I'd seen patients with MND, so I think initially I took the diagnosis. Probably it hit me harder, I would say, than Rob initially, just because I think I had some insight as to the journey that lie ahead.
Did anger come into your lives at all, or how did you handle the bad days?
I think there was frustration. I think, you know, when you're told you've got a disease that's incurable, it's life limiting, and then you ask, well, is there no treatment? There's not a cure for this disease. You kind of think, why isn't there a treatment?
Feels
why
unfair.
isn't there a cure? It feels unfair. Yeah. Why has this happened? But I think it was Rob's positivity that kept me going, because he didn't feel sorry for himself. There was never any self-pity. He was just, you know, this is the card that I've been dealt. You know, he put it down to pure and simple bad luck that he'd been diagnosed with MND, and he just wanted to live each and every day to its fullest. And I think that is such, you know, it's been a life lesson for me, things that I would moan about. And I think, you know, you look at what Rob was going through and the challenges that he faced, and he never complained, he never moaned once, he never said, why me? And I just think that's so incredible that he had such a positive mindset despite the challenges that he faced.